Cherry Orchard is Anton Chekhov's last play that he wrote. He died shortly after he wrote it. And it was written, I believe, in 1904, might be 1905. And he wrote the story about this family and their servants on a large estate somewhere in northern Russia. And the plot line is extremely simple. The estate is in arrears in its mortgage payments and the interest on the mortgage. And if they don't meet this payment by a certain date, they'll have to auction off the estate and risk losing this beautiful estate that's been in the family for years. It's a cherry orchard, of course, so the estate is famous for its large orchard of cherry trees, but it's in great disarray. There hasn't been much money in the family for quite a while, and the head of the household is a woman, a middle-aged woman who has fled Russia about 5 years before the play starts and moved to Paris with her boyfriend, who has abused her, robbed her, taken advantage of her, and she decides to leave Paris and come back to her estate because she has this great longing for Russia and misses her daughters who live on the estate. And that's the very simple plot line that if they don't pay their debt on the estate, it will be sold. We've taken the play and we've moved it to 1911, just a few years forward, without disrupting the historical content of the play. The reason why we did that was for kind of obvious reasons, that it's 100 years later that we are now seeing it, being 2011. And we've talked about how money is tight, the mortgage is due, if they don't pay up on it, they'll lose their home. And that's obviously what's been going on in America recently. We've also been focusing a lot on the differences in classes. In this particular play, there is a noticeable difference between the aristocracy of this woman Lyubov and her brother Gaev and her two daughters, who are part of this once proud family that was wealthy and had great control and owned slaves. Now these former slaves are servants on the estate, or in the case of one of the key characters, a successful entrepreneur who's making a lot of money and enjoying it quite a bit. So let's do one more time from I'm going. Karthi, that was really nice, really good. I was gonna, ask you to be more threatening. I thought this time you were a little bit more.
Humanity, as it progresses, attempts to perfect itself. What is unattainable now will one day be usual, but not without our working at it. In Russia, few do anything worthwhile. Intellectuals look for no truth, do nothing, don't know how to work. They call themselves intelligentsia, while treating their servants with contempt. Peasants like animals. They don't educate themselves or read serious books. They chatter about science. What do they know about art? A grim face, they philosophize, while workers are badly nourished. Sleep 30, 40 to a room. With no real beds, but with bed bugs, foul odors, dampness, and immoral degradation. Our fine talk serves to divert blindness. Where the child care centers. In libraries, everyone talks about it. In novels, yes, but in life, they don't exist. What does exist is dirt, vulgarity, and our medieval ways. I don't trust serious faces. They frighten me. I don't trust serious conversation. We do better silence.
Okay, good. I'm not going to go back, but I do want to continue. But that was great, and you engaged them all. You didn't engage us at all, and I'm not sure that matters.
Yeah.
You engaged them. If we could add to it, you engage us as well, and you find key moments. I would say that maybe you told us about this intellectual and that peasant. That would be fine. But you went right to Lyubov. You went right to Varya. Where did they consider?
One of the things that have attracted me to Chekhov in general and the Cherry Orchard specifically is that a lot of times people mistake Chekhov as being a very gloomy gloom and doom writer where his characters are all feeling so sorry for themselves and wearing their hearts on their sleeves and just languishing about how miserable life is. And that's really a misconception. And Chekhov himself was pretty disappointed when Stanislavski took his plays, and he had a bittersweet relationship with Stanislavski, the famous Russian director and actor who ran the Moscow Art Theater. Stanislavski took his plays and he did them in a very kind of heavy, dark interpretation that really upset Chekhov quite a bit. And I know that to this day, people often say, oh no, I'm not Chekhov. I don't know if I could sit through a depressing story where nothing happens. Well, we're taking more of a Seinfeld approach to the play, where the characters, it's important to really highlight the comedy because he's making fun of these characters in a way that's both delicious and enjoyable. And the play takes place from spring through fall, so it really highlights this beautiful, almost like a Midsummer Night's Dream. And that's the other thing that I find very exciting and alluring about the story. I think that we're opening in June and running this play through July, and I think that it would make a really fun summer fair, and one that I hope people will really enjoy and talk about with their friends quite a bit.